In the week in which Godzilla is set to make a terrifying return to British cinemas, welcome to a monster night of entertainment on BBC Two.
Report to action station. Report to action station.
Hello, my name's Bill Bailey. Welcome to Monsternight, 5-hour non-stop cavalcade of destruction. If, like me, you love to see huge angry lizards slapping each other about in shopping centres, then you're in for a treat. I'm talking mammoth, scaly freaks stomping on whole pagodas. I'm talking soundtracks like this. Dun, dun, dun. I'm talking acting like this. Say, what the... I'm here in the Lucky Dragon Love You Long Time Gambling Emporium. Because tonight, me and a few mates, we're going to be having a flutter on some top-flight, cracking monster scraps, involving at least one giant lobster, and that's a promise.
Tonight in our Monster Bookie shop, we'll be having a flutter on 3 classic Monster Wars. So see if you can back a winner in our first fight between Housewife's favorite Godzilla and Ibira Horror of the Deep. At 9:10, get ready for the biggest, baddest mother on the planet. It's the story of Godzilla, King of Monsters.
He represents the elemental force of nature that can destroy us all.
At 9:50, hold tight for our second Monster War. This time we'll be taking bets on a rumble in the jungle between Godzilla and the mighty King Kong. At 10 o'clock, Lee and Herring contemplate life, the universe, and some reasonably scary monsters.
The Dalek. A Frankenstein's monster. The Kraken. Nancy Lamb. Nancy Lamb is not a monster, Rich, is she?
Then get ready for a rumble in the rubble in our third and final Monster War as Gaius, the Space Butcher, takes on Gamera, the Turtle of Terror, at 10:20. And to round off the night, we've got a monster movie double bill beginning at 10:30 with super stud King Kong. And ending with some hardcore monster-on-monster action in the movie Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah at 20:1.
Should be a cracking night of monster fun. King Kong, King Ghidorah should be King Brilliant. And joining me for this hardcore monster bestial slapfest are King of the Airwaves and saviour of modern broadcasting, Chris Moyles. Straddling TV and radio like a latter-day colossus, Phil Gypters. And one for the ladies, media darling, Paul Ross. So, a great night of monster hurting in store. Anything caught your eye, Phil?
I think it has to the basic Toho classic, your Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, right at the end of the evening, which is fantastic, because when you're getting in from clubbing, and you turn the TV and you're doing your bit of post-club TV surfing, and then something like Godzilla King Ghidorah comes on.
A giant lizard.
Well, you think
three-headed monster.
You've had a bit more to drink than you actually have had.
You've had a good night.
It's a cracking night out.
Yeah. Chris, anything caught your eye?
King Kong.
King Kong.
Definitely looking forward to it. Big fan of King Kong and all the Kong family.
The big
Donkey
monkey.
Kong as
Donkey
well,
Kong.
and all the other games, so looking forward to seeing that. Very excited, in fact.
OK, pretty excited.
Very excited.
Paul, what about yourself?
Well, I'm looking forward to the films. I want to see the documentary, but I'm here with a big hunk of hard cash, big enough to choke a horse. I want to make even more money. Bill, I'm here for the gambling.
Right, a gambling man, confident man, Paul Ross Sand. So, luckily for you gambling types, we are featuring 3 fantastic monster wars, featuring some of the most ludicrously terrifying creatures I've ever seen. All our guests tonight have been given 10,000 monster pounds. And what they've got to do tonight, we've got to check out the form, see the odds, and then pick a winner. So, let's have a look at tonight's Monster Contenders.
Born in the heart of a nuclear blast in 1954, Godzilla is approximately the height of Nelson's Column and weighs an incredible 22,000 tons. He is able to fire a deadly atomic ray from his mouth, and with such an impressive fight record, it is no wonder he's called the King of Monsters. Ibira, the horror of the deep, is a colossal crustacean that was created by radioactive leakage from a reactor in the South Seas. At 25,300 tons, he has a weight advantage over Godzilla, and with pincers the size of double-decker buses, he's certainly a worthy opponent despite his poor fight record.
So a fearsome first fight then, nothing to choose between them. Before I ask the fellows who they're going to bet on, let's go down to the floor to see where the clever money's going, with Barry the bookie.
Thanks, Bill, and welcome to the first fight of the night. Now, this first fight of the night is Godzilla versus Ebirah. If you thought Elvis was the king, you're mistaken. The king of monsters is Godzilla, and tonight he's fighting Ebirah. This is a giant, giant lobster. He's got big claws and a big pincer, and he's fighting in his own territory in the sea. But we still make the favourite Godzilla at 2-1, and the outsider is 4-1, this lobster. Will he be a lucky lobster tonight? Over to you, Bill.
Thanks, Barry. Right, OK, that's the form. Who do you fancy, Paul?
For me, it's got to be Godzilla. I think the geezer with the pincers is a pontified pansy. He may be in the water. Godzilla's amphibian. He came from the water.
Easy.
And how frightened would you be of... What's he going to do? Nip him to death? It's got to be Godzilla.
Crick, what do you reckon?
I agree.
Yeah?
I must admit, I agree.
You're going with a big lizard?
I like the breath stuff, the halitosis. It's a killer every time.
But he's in the water, though. He's in the water. The lobster boy there, he's in the water. You know, it's his home.
You know what? I'm going for the king of monsters.
King of monsters,
yeah,
right? OK.
I'm going for the big boy.
There might be an outside bet. The lobster. What do you reckon, Phil?
I'm sorry to disagree with the lads at the end of the table. I have to go all the way with the seafood fella.
Do you reckon?
Come on, he's got the home crowd advantage. You imagine you're down there, you're battling against a big lizard with radioactive breath. But behind you, 20,000 little lobsters clapping you along. Has to be Ebirah.
Giving it all out. Oh, that's the gong of death. Place your bets. Let's see what's going to happen.
5K, uncut, Godzilla.
All right, 5K on Godzilla, OK.
You've got a change of 100.
No.
I'm a cautious better.
Don't muck about. Just slap your money down.
All right, 100 each way.
Oh, hello. Right.
Well,
that's the bet in. Now, let's hand over to our big fight commentator, Jonathan Pierce.
Thanks very much, Bill. And the atmosphere here on the floor, very, very tense. But following Bill's thoughts moments ago, a lot of late money on Ebirah, I can tell you, as the Master of Ceremonies calls for hush. And first to show, it's Ebirah with the bad skin condition in the front of the picture. And there is Godzilla, king of the monsters. With a right foot half volley, back comes the half volley return, thump into the chest. He's trying the old Rocky II manoeuvre with those lumps of lava hewn from the very depths of the earth. Another backhand smash on the edge, son. Gives it back once again to Ebirah. How can he deal with that? Another header back from Godzilla, but it's all very tame. And that's juice, lobster juice, and Godzilla's had enough. I think it's time to tip the toe into the water. They want blood. Splash him on all over. And again, not enough. And we've got Lobster Thermidor! Bruised, beaten, and broiled surely out of it now. And Godzilla, don't put your bad breath in where it's not wanted, and back it comes. Ebirah's up and fighting. Ebirah's still there. Red hot action from the undersea monster. Exchanging blows. It's even Stevens. There's the old Boston Crab routine. A thump to the heart of the crustacean. And he's going for that extra clause in his contract, is he, Godzilla? Again, he sneaks off to the slimy deep. And it's the old toe stuck in the plug hole routine. And now, hit him on the head, hit him on the head, hit him on the head with an undersea rock. And still Ebirah shrinks but doesn't die. Godzilla biting off more than he can chew now, surely. Can he get one of those claws ripped out of the socket, Godzilla? And he's done it! He's bitten off as much as he can chew. And Ebirah now is flailing hopelessly. And he's totally harmless. And he slinks away into the distance. And Godzilla once again is king of the monsters. And as he plays castanets with those claws, so he gets the crowd's applause.
So, big money there for Paul, big win for Chris. Phil, not so lucky there.
How can that be a legal move, having his claws off? That's not right.
You did
one little ear nibbling, the crowd goes mental, and yet claws coming off.
Well, it was hard but fair, mate.
That was illegal.
That little final moment when he rubbed salt in the wound and he just clapped the claws and said, like, remember these? You say goodbye to these.
He's got the monster ray. What did he do? The splashing. Oh, I'm going to splash you. I'm going to splash you.
That is an allowed move when claws are being ripped off.
It's pathetic.
I'm 200 down.
All monsters, they hate splashing.
No.
Well, don't worry, there's 2 more fights to come, because it's winner stays on in this game, and Godzilla will next be fighting King Kong.
What's your arms, Kong?
Godzilla, though, where does he come from? Why is he so angry? Why has he got a massive tail and a big atomic ray coming like that? Ah! Does he ever get up in the morning, look in the mirror and just think, what's the point? All these answers coming up now in a documentary about Japan's very own King of the Monsters.
Godzilla is really frightening. I mean, Godzilla is much more menacing and dangerous than, say, King Kong, because King Kong is recognizably humanoid, is recognizably a primate and an animal like ourselves. Godzilla isn't. Godzilla is a gigantic, fire-breathing reptile.
Godzilla, king of the monsters. It's alive. A gigantic beast, stalking the earth, crushing all before it. In a cyclonic cavalcade of electrifying horror.
ゴジラっていうのはあれでしょ、原始動物ですよね。それが怪獣として出てきたと。じゃああれは何類だっていうと、やっぱり一種の生命力、長い生命力を持った爬虫類ですよね。そうするとね、それに体内に内蔵するものが放射能であるとすれば、感情なんか持てるわけないわけで。
Godzilla had to happen in a way because somehow the Japanese and Japanese cinema had to come to terms with the apocalypse that had occurred in the Second World War, and which also is perhaps part of their history, a history of earthquakes, fires, volcanoes. He represents the elemental force of nature that can destroy us all. And maybe that's why it's poignant, Godzilla, not just for the Japanese, but for everybody.
This was clearly about what happens when you constantly attack the environment. Will the environment eventually fight back? I mean, does Mother Nature put her foot down? And in this case, that foot is personified by a big, giant lizard foot.
これはちょうどビズニーで原爆実験があったから、その放射能を浴びた人がいたわけだ。
戦争に行ってましてね、捕虜になって戦争の翌年に帰ってきたんですよ、日本に。その時に広島を通った時に原爆の恐ろしさ自分の目で見て、だからこれをなんか織り込んでその恐怖が出せたらなということは言っておりましたね。ただバクとした怪獣ではなくって、
結局日本人としては精神の方はまだ戦う能力はあったんですけども、その現代のテクノロジーっていいますか、それで滅んだという感情を強く持ってるわけです。ところがゴジラというのは今度は現代のテクノロジー、電気でやってもミサイル撃っても何しても死なないというのは、何かその日本を破ったテクノロジーに対してそれよりも強いというような。
After the Second World War, the United States had this hegemony over the Pacific, and it desired to exploit this new nuclear technology and to keep refining and building bigger and better bombs, and to test them.
By 1954, the first hydrogen bomb was ready to be tested by the Americans on the Marshall Islands in the Pacific. The watching ships waited 40 miles from the target island.
その時に大体大方の島の人たちは避難させたんだけど、たまたま連絡がいかなかった漁船の第五福竜丸っていうのがあって、それがその辺をずっと漁場で漁をしてたと。
It was 70 miles away at the time of the explosion. The crew saw a bright light in the west, and a few hours later, a snowstorm fell on them.
The ship became contaminated, and the tuna, the cargo became contaminated. But that wasn't really discovered till after the ship had docked and unloaded its cargo and the fish were distributed. Slowly, some of the crew of the ship became affected by radiation sickness, and there was this huge scare in Japan, which was very topical at the time.
And that was a story that made it into the newspapers everywhere, but I think it was particularly resonant here in Japan. It was like they were continuing, as they saw it, to be experimented on by the Americans and with their new nuclear technology.
それにヒントを得て放射能でこれからどんなことが起こるかわからないと、そういうことは日本全体の風潮にあったわけ。それでそのを一つ映画化しようと映画野郎が考えついた話なんですよ。
One of the main contributing factors was the American occupation of Japan and the strict codes that were imposed on Japanese filmmakers.
There was a real limitation as to what themes filmmakers could choose. There was a restriction on films involving violence or aggression. And yet at the same time you have a culture, a very, very specific and proud culture that's being dominated and changed by a foreign invasion force. In addition, there is the re-release of King Kong in the cinemas, which happened all over the world in 1952. And the other film that influences them is Ray Harryhausen's Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Soldiers and their weapons would be powerless before the onslaught of the beast. The beast. The beast. The beast from 20,000 fathoms.
田中プロデューサーっていうのはもう僕らが東宝に入社する前からねずっともうプロデューサーとしてもうやってらしてすごくこう力のあるプロデューサーで。
その特撮絡みの仕掛けのある作品が好きな人だし、でゴジラを発見創作したのもそういう意味で、彼の功績がすごいわけですよね。
The central movie-making team of the 50s and 60s Godzilla movies were producer Tanaka, director Honda, and special effects technician Eiji Tsuburaya.
で本田さんはもうニコニコ笑ってね、いつもジェントルマン、要するに怒ったことないです。あの人は素晴らしくいい監督なんですよね。
非常に真面目な人だから、その仕事をスタートすると同時に大好きなお酒も全部飲まないんです、終わるまで。ものすごいのんべなんですけどね。で結局そういう打ち込み方がそこに出てくるんじゃないかと。
で円谷さんとしてはね、新しいのは好きなんですよ。で要するに何ていうのかな、全てこう新しいものを全部取り入れて、
あらゆるものに対して興味を持つということ。が物が木が折れる時にはどんな感じで折れるかとか、稲光がどういう感じで出る。まあおそらく観察でしょうね、まず基本は。それから観察というのはするということは自然を見つめることですよね。自然の現象を見つめることですよね。
なんかわからなかったです。G 作品というだけですからね。でまあなんか大変なことを企画して大変なことをやるらしいと。でも長い準備期間がありましたから、それでやっぱりコンテができた段階で私は見せられました。
ちょうど僕が初めて、それまで舞台をやってましたけど、初めて映画に出た時が、黒澤明監督の「セブン侍」です、その「セブン侍」でオーディションで抜擢されまして、大きな役をやらせていたんです、そしてその撮影が1年もかかったんですよ、それでもういつ終わるかなんて思ってる頃ね、撮影でセットの中でこちょこちょっとこのゴジラっていう名前が聞こえるのね、なんだろうゴジラって、なんとなく撮影所内でゴジラっていう声が聞こえる、それで一体ゴジラとは何だろうと。
それから、ゴジラの作品が要するに台本いただいた時にはアルファベットの G の作品だけなんですよ。 だからゴジラっていう題名ないんですよ、その自分はね。それでどうしようかなと思ってGだって分かんないと。で内容台本こう見たらその怪獣らしきものであるということなんですよね。
Tanaka's idea was to have sort of a beast from 20,000-ish type dinosaur come ashore and wreak havoc. Tsuburaya gave it to his art director, Teizo Toshimitsu, who started designing in clay several models. And Tsuburaya picked ultimately the last model he designed, which was, that's it. That's the one we want to use.
Well, Toho staff were desperately trying to think of a name for this monster. There was a guy in the publicity department by the name of Gojira, which is a combination of the word gorilla and the Japanese word for whale, Kujila.
The name kind of, circulated along the lot, and Iwao Mori supposedly heard it and said, that's got a ring to it.
そんなことないじゃないですか。やっぱりいろんな名が出てきて結局は最後に田中裕子さんとね、それから詩人とそれから円谷さんとでいろんなのから取って作ったんだと思いますよ、その名前は。あだ名ってあれは後からそんなようなことをみんないろんな活動やはそういうの好きでしょ、そういうことを話すのがね。ですけどそんなことじゃないと思いますよ。
しょうがないから動物園へ10日間行ってで毎日要するに象ですね、象の歩き方、それからモンキー、要するにゴリラ、それでまた円谷さんが、参考しようとしてキングコングっていうのは面白いんですよ、やっぱりアクションコマ撮りなんですよ。ワンカットワンカットこういうふうにね撮って、それで円谷さんに聞いてみたの。そしたらね、円谷さんにどのぐらいかかるかなと、円谷さんが撮ったらね、そしたら7年ぐらいかかると。ところがそうはいかないと、3ヶ月であげるということでお前に入ってもらうの。
Well, the film kicks off with several fishing boats being destroyed by some unknown creature out in the sea, and the survivors tell of a great white flash, which is Godzilla's radioactive fire. As the film progresses over the next hour, you just get hints of something big and dark and evil smashing its way through northern Japan.
一番最初のゴジラはですね、この怖い怖いということでしょ。だから目がこうつり上がってるような感じでしょ。ところがシナリオによって全部私たちは動きが変わってくるわけですね。一番最初のゴジラっていうのは僕のそのオーダーしてないゴジラなんですよ。オーダーしてないんですよね。だから首をこういうふうに曲げてもですね、僕がこういっぱいに曲げてもですね、このぐらいしか動かない。だからこの中でもって遊んでるわけですよね。
本田さんというのは後藤には音楽がよくわからないから一切任せるというふうにして、彼はどちらにしても作ったもので本物でないから、これは音楽の助けがなければ生きて見えないと、もし良くなるのであればと思っておられたようです。一つ鳴き声の方ですから一般に鳴かないんですよね。それで動物園や何かにみんな交換の人が言ったんですけど、哺乳類は哺乳類の音、それから鳥の音はゴイサギなんかがいいというんで撮ったんですけど全部ダメで、結局コントラバッソを使おうということで、それでコントラバッソの弦はペグボックスでこう縛るとこありますから、あれからこう外すわけです。外してテールピースというところにこう引っかかってますが、それからコマに引っ掛けてこっち側にこう楽器から離すわけですけど、それで、手には革の手袋を履いて、それでこれにコントラバスを弾く時のヤニをつけて、それでこう縦に弾いたわけです。
There was a certain amount of concern at Toho at the time about the cost of the film, but when the film came out, it was a massive success in Japan, an absolute packed-out box office.
It was interesting when the film debuted, the Japanese press unanimously panned the movie with statements like, why are the Japanese bothering to make these types of films? These films were the realm of American filmmakers. But the public, despite the bad press, flocked to the film in record numbers.
See Godzilla, King of the Monsters. You may wish to deny it, but your eyes tell you it's true. A tale to stun the mind.
Well, the original Godzilla was picked up by an American distributor who filmed extra scenes with Raymond Burr to make it more acceptable to an American audience. And it was very cleverly intercut with the original footage from the movie.
The American distributor was so worried that since it was so close to World War II, Americans wouldn't accept a movie that was a Japanese film, especially one called Gojira, so they kind of Americanized it, calling it Godzilla.
George, here in Tokyo, time has been turned back 2 million years. This is my report as it happens. A prehistoric monster the Japanese call Godzilla has just walked out of Tokyo Bay.
こんだけね、評判になってお客さんが詰めかけて、世界的にも後々ね評判になるっていうことは考えもしなかったですね。
Godzilla became sort of the roar that was heard around the world.
Toho rushed into production with Godzilla Raids Again, where he fought a creature called Anguillus.
Sort of a spiked armadillo type monster related supposedly to the Ankylosaurus.
They weren't really thinking about doing a series, a Godzilla series per se. They just knew that big, splashy special effects films were popular. So they began making movies like Rodan in 1956.
See these prehistoric beasts emerge from the bowels of the earth after 200 million years to devastate mankind.
You have Rodan, you have Mothra. Rodan is one of two gigantic pterodactyls. Mothra is, of course, a huge moth.
What is the secret of Mothra? What is the bizarre spell that awakens Mothra?
They're all in individual films at the beginning, but it isn't long before they start meeting each other for head-on collisions and sort of sumo-type combat.
Nobody can stop the great showdown when King Kong and Godzilla meet to fight for survival of the fittest.
In 1962, pretty much a landmark movie came out, King Kong versus Godzilla.
That was really the film that kicked off Godzilla as a film series, because that ended up being the most popular Godzilla film in Japan. It attracted a huge, huge audience.
Godzilla's character was sort of changed in that film. He was still this symbol of evil, or this force, but some of it was played for laughs.
Godzilla has a brain about this size. He is sheer brute force, while Kong is a thinking animal. His brain is considerably larger, about 10 times the size of this gorilla's skull.
King Kong versus Godzilla, heading for their colossal collision.
Behind me is the Tokyo Television Tower, which was built in the 1950s. It features in pretty much all the Godzilla movies of the 50s and 60s. First seen in the 1954 Godzilla, where he takes a great big bite out of it. Another famous Toho monster, Mothra, also destroyed the Tokyo Tower in its larval form.
Mothra, enveloped in a shell that no human force can penetrate. Indestructible, all-powerful, indescribable.
It's also where Mechanic Kong is chased by Kong at the end of King Kong Escapes.
As Godzilla was being primed for superheroism in the 70s, I think Toho really looked at their competitors over at Daiei and their Gamera series, which had emphasized children almost from the very start.
一番最初にゴジラができた頃の日本映画の怪獣というのはやはりモンスター性が強かったんですけれども、あれはまあ一種戦争に対する贖罪みたいなところがありまして、それから10年後にできた我々のガメラはまあそういうテーマじゃなくて、完全な おかしなモンスターということで出てきたんですけど、でカメラが怪獣モンスターだったのがいつの間にかですね子供の味方になっちゃったから、世界的に笑っちゃうみたいな理由なんですけど、我々の会社のね社長さん、一番偉い方ですね、ボスが当時は日本はまだ外国へ行かれる自由に渡航できない時代ですね。その社長さんが飛行機から外を見たら亀が飛んでいたって言うんですねなんでそう見えたんだか知らないけれども、で帰ってきてやりたいと、こういう映画をって言ったことで、
あ、カメラだ。
Toho saw the popularity of those films and the box office decline of their Godzilla series meant that they had to put kids in their movies.
考え方がたまたまその辺に乗っかって、そこからだんだん観客対象が低年齢化っていうか、最初はまあ大学生ぐらい、最初は大人だって、そのうち大学生になって、その次がハイスクールになってミドルスクールになって、とうとうチャイルドになっちゃったと。
The 1960s also saw a deliberate attempt to bring more human characteristics to Godzilla, and that's best displayed by the Highland fling that he does in Monster Zero.
憎しみだけっていうことでありえなくなるから、必然的になんかだんだん人間に近づくような芝居もさせるし、話もそうなっていくと、そうなってきた時にもう正義の味方にだんだんなっちゃうんです。
Godzilla becomes cuter. His eyes, rather like the eyes of Japanese people in the comics, they get round. His eyes change from reptilian to round, sort of Western style eyes.
ディズニーのミッキーマウスがそうです。よく見てごらんなさい。ミッキーマウスの顔もね、最初はネズミ前としてたのがね、だんだんね子供たちのアイドルの顔になってきてる。そういうふうに変わってきてるんですよ。自然ですよこれは。
要するにゴジラに息子が出てきたり、それから要するにプロレスの技をこう入れてみたり。
テレビにやがてテレビのゴジラになって、そしてそうなった時には見ませんでした。なんかゴジラが空飛んだみたいだね。
Monsters expanded into television. In 1963, Eiji Tsuburaya set up his own production company to do his own show for television, Ultra Q.
ウルトラ Q に関して言うとウルトラ Q ウルトラクエスチョンですよね。だから自分たちが考えられうる、人間が考えられる不思議な現象、それからこんなことがあるかもしれない。ただやっぱり番組というのはレーティングでその他を取らなきゃいけないんで、その人気がどうしてもモンスターの方へ行ってしまったというのがあるんですが、でもそれも何の武器も持たない人間がそれを倒していくという。
じゃあ象徴的なキャラクター、ヒーローみたいのを登場させようじゃないかということで、生まれたのがウルトラマンなんですよ。
He basically turns into this giant silver-suited guy who fights giant monsters every week.
Shut!
破壊したくなくてもなんか操られてしまって出てきちゃったりだとか、しょうがなくね大きいからこう歩いてると街壊したって、そういうのを読み取ってあげて、そういうなんていうの 本当はそういうことしたくないんだけどもそうなってしまうような怪獣とか宇宙人はきちっとその宇宙に返してあげたりだとかね、星にしてあげたりとか、そういう優しさとか愛とかあるキャラクターだと思いますんで、その辺がですね。
それはコンピュータグラフィックスなり、それからダイナメーション、いわゆるコマ撮り、その他、それからその部分を作ってですね、撮影して、1ヶ月、そのワンエピソード30分1ヶ月もかけられるのでしたらですね、どうしても人間が入っているということで動きに一つの制限が出てくるとがマイナス面だと思うんですけどね。だからビルを壊すんでも何でも非常にごまかしなんですけどですね、怪獣がビルを壊すというのはコンピュータグラフィックスと組み合わせてやってったらこれ大変なことなんですけどね、一発で OK だと。
Through the 70s, due to competing television monsters and superhero type TV shows, Godzilla became a superhero for kids. Unfortunately, the Japanese film industry was having a rough time due to a number of things like the energy crisis. And so the series came to a close in 1975.
After a 10-year break, Godzilla came back in 1984. Now, this was a direct sequel to the original 1954 movie, and a deliberate attempt was made to forget everything else that had happened in the late 50s and all the way through the 60s and 70s.
Another generation of filmmakers comes along, young guys who've grown up with Godzilla and liked the original. And so then you start having films like Godzilla vs. Biollante, or the last one that they made here, Godzilla vs. Destroyer, where they really take it seriously again and they do their best to make Godzilla frightening.
割合に敏捷な感じのゴジラになってきたんですね。そういうのが前と同じじゃない形がかえってその凄みもあってということで、だいぶ受けてきたんじゃないかと思いますね。
やはり昔のと違って非常にその特撮の技術がやっぱり進歩したんじゃないでしょうかね。ですからそのゴジラの例えば怪獣もののその作り、それから例えば目の表情とかね、もちろんその演出の面も変わってきてると思いますよね。
薩摩のゴジラをやるって、それでいろんな訓練をしましたよ。ゴジラ憲法とかね、例えば次元流の武道の精神をね、そのゴジラの中に注入して、それで直線的な武のなねゴジラを演じようということでね、それだけやりましたよ。ぐわっと入れ込んで、とにかくゴジラになろうということでね、叩きを立てて、それをこれやーっとゴジラも脇をつけますから、つけたまま叩くんですよ、次元流っていうのはね、脇をね、左をで右手の腕でやーってやるわけです。それで精神力を高めてね、よし1時間半ぐらいやって、それで毎日撮影所行って一汗かいてから行ってね、それからゴジラの中入って「さすがゴジラだ、俺はゴジラだ」って言ってね、やりました。やりすぎるぐらい。動かすもんじゃ動け。酸素が入ってこないし、暑いし、で重いし、それから見えないで歩きにくいね、そういうものがごっちゃにしてるわけですよ。その中で細かい演技を要求されるからね、それで壊しなんかがあると結構ね緻密な芝居なり動きをしなきゃいけないから、気空の中そのくらいの過酷なね、そういう条件の中だから、よっぽど精神力なりあるいは鍛えでしてない限りね、ちょっとものすごくきついんですよ。
Well, the most recent series of Godzilla movies kick-started the whole kaiju industry in Japan all over again. Gamera movies are being remade, and at Toho Studios, the original home of Godzilla, they're currently in production on Mothra 3, a special effects fantasy movie that mixes traditional methods with modern special effects techniques.
Well, it took Toho some time to find their footing with producing a new series of Godzilla films, so Tanaka and Toho decided that maybe they should bring back a popular character. So they decided upon, of course, Godzilla's most famous rival, King Ghidorah, and thus produced Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah in 1991.
Well, this is the Tokyo Metropolitan Government building in Shinjuku, which gets completely trashed in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. In fact, the whole area gets completely trashed. Every tower you see around here gets completely flattened. Well, being a government building and being the tallest building here in Shinjuku, it's the main center for tax in Japan. And it's the only time in a Godzilla movie where the Japanese audiences have actually cheered when a building has been destroyed.
I myself think that they pale compared to the Honda Tsuburaya films, but they were well-crafted films. They did bring Akira Ifukube out of retirement to score several films, and he wrote several beautiful scores for those pictures.
たくさんゴジラをやりました。で最後のデストロイヤーというのでいよいよ今度はその40年経っておりますがゴジラが死ぬんだって今まであらゆる攻撃をしたけども死ななかったゴジラがなんか溶けて、死んでしまうんだというね。最後にゴジラ死ぬ時に、録音のメンバーもなんかやはり皆悲しい顔をしておりました。それは皆さんがそういう受け取りって自分の代行のような。
Godzilla hadn't really had a theatrical life outside Japan for quite some time. And I think eventually, having resisted the idea of selling the rights, Toho thought, well, why not? It's essentially a domestic franchise, so why not sell the foreign rights?
For me, it was always hard to kind of envision like a new Godzilla because I had so much like kind of burned in my mind, you know, like kind of the image of all the sequels of Godzilla, where basically you see like two monsters, you know, fighting, like Godzilla versus a new creature, and I kind of never quite kind of understood that.
And we felt that if we were going to have a rebirth of Godzilla, that we needed to start from the beginning and not have a movie where Godzilla is the savior of the world and battling other creatures, but rather to introduce the creature in very much the way the very first Godzilla movie was made.
Both Dean and I kind of really said, that's the model. That's the model. We go back to Godzilla comes to a town.
I think where we differ from the original Godzilla movie is that it all comes from the design of the creature and hence his abilities.
My first reaction was, well, this thing is designed already. What do you want me to do? I mean, I don't think I can change it. And he said, well, listen, I want to make this creature quicker, more agile, faster. Go to work. I knew he didn't want me to take an iguana and blow it up to 250 feet tall. We don't want to do that. I still wanted the creature to have something special. It's very anthropomorphic, for example. You look at his torso, his arms, and it's very much human in aspect. There's no lizard looking that way. This mix of different things is typical to the tradition of dragons in Japan as well. It's like mixing cat elements with lizard, with birds element together and creating a dragon.
We worked up the pitch of what our story was, and we went to Japan, and we told them what we wanted to do story-wise. We showed them the new design. And we basically felt that if they had any reservations, we simply wouldn't do the picture.
And then the time came to show the creature, so I unveiled the creature, and the first reaction was like, nothing. And no smile, nothing. They were kind of saying, and at that very moment I realized that maybe I've changed the creature too much. Maybe we went too far. They're not going to go for it.
Much to our surprise, they really embraced it. In fact, one of the gentlemen from Toho said that if they had had the special effects technology that we have today, they might have altered the design of the original creature to be more like this one.
These days it's totally different because everything is done pretty much like in the computer. We still shoot model elements, we still shoot some stuff, you know, with film cameras, but it gets less and less with every movie.
We were shooting what are called background plates, and they are empty shots where Roland would direct the camera. Oh yes, he's moving here, he's going around that corner there, he's stepping over us here.
We would shoot a scene in New York, people would run away from a building, and prop machines would drop a lot of debris out of the sky, but nothing else was there. Later, the effects people would have to animate the creature into that scene.
You are having to put life into something that's computer generated. You're having to make it move and look realistic, to have characteristics that people could relate to as a living thing. That is passed on to the compositing department, and it's the compositor's job to make that animal really look like it's in the scene.
Here you see the actual plate where animal reacts to nothing. And the original CG foot element, this element is the mat, which we use as a cookie cutter to lift it off the background and put it into the scene. These are the crushing cabs. These are real full-scale cabs with a 12,000-pound metal weight being dropped on them. The first thing you'll see is the clean plate with the foot entering in. Add the shadow, start adding some of these green screen cabs. And finally, when the foot comes down, you'll see the cracks and the splash and all the debris.
時代とともにもうどんどんそのテクニックが技術がこう進歩してきてるでしょ。コンピューターグラフィックスなんか使ってね。非常にそういう意味ではもうなんていうのかな、もうリアルすぎるぐらいリアルすぎてね。その辺のところがなんかちょっとあまりにも昔のそういう映画と比べてちょっと夢がなくなってきてるんじゃないかなっていうのはまあ気が、しないでもないんですけどね。
ただ名前がゴジラっていう名前であってジュラシック・パークで僕はいいと思うんです。だから名前音がそうでしょ。ゴジラのウェーっていうね音がそれはねゴジラの声なんですよ。だからジュラシック・パークには声がなかったでしょ。だからやっぱりそのフェースがゴジラのフェースじゃないけれども、
ですから全然違う、ゴジラだというふうな解釈でみんな許容してると思うんですよ。で僕もそういうゴジラが国によってね、日本ではこういうゴジラでアメリカではああいうゴジラと、あるいは英国へ行った場合には今度こんなゴジラというふうのがね。
ですからモンスターっていうものに対する日本人のこの何ですか気の入れようはどうしてもアイドルとか仲間に知らないと気が済まないんですね。外国みたいに対する方対する神様という考え方がないですから日本人は。八百万の神でこれだってなんだって神様がいると思っちゃうわけですよ。そういうとこはね違うんだと思うんですけどね。
Godzilla really is like a great cipher. You know, he doesn't change and you can project upon him anything.
僕は大体こういう SF とかゴジラ映画ああいうものの中ではあくまでもゴジラが主役で、そして見てる人はゴジラが出てこないとそれを楽しみに終わってるんですからね。
One hopes there is always the same reliable death-dealing, fire-breathing mutant dinosaur, you know. So the creatives just have fun in the foreground with the humans and leave Godzilla to his own devices.
Bill Bailey has more Monster Wars in a few moments on BBC Two, followed by Lee and Herring's Scary Monsters at 10.